These are limited highlights of the Voyager's interview with Dr. Scott Keller, the new interim dean of the Lewis Baird Jr. College of Business at the University of West Florida. We begin with Dr. Scott Keller's vision for the College of Business as it relates to students, faculty, and the community around the College of Business.
I'll tell you, I've been here for 19 years, and so I believe in the university. I've worked under and with wonderful deans and administrators, and so I feel like I've been part of living that, that direction of the university as well as the College of Business. And so I really believe that it's our responsibility as a university and a college to really think about, understand, and build new knowledge. Learn, study, teach new things. What we also have a responsibility to do is to advance knowledge and learn about new knowledge, so that our students aren't just learning about what good business practices exist, they're learning about what's going to exist. We engage in high impact practices that bring students and our industry and community partners together along with our faculty for class projects and research that students really get involved with. Quality and impactful teaching and learning. I think it goes hand in hand with this new knowledge. I think that helps to create this learning setting and environment that creates a quality beyond just the classroom. When they can be part of a project that's discovering something and the company goes, wow, we're going to use that. So we're discovering this new knowledge and trying to make impactful teaching. Now, meaningful service to our communities, and I say communities because we have our industry partners in communities, we have our civic communities, we have our other stakeholders and other communities that we are either affiliated with or friends with. We want to connect with them in ways that help them be better and help advance their mission as well as the mission of the university. It kind of overlaps with research and teaching. What if we were able to come up with ways that our classroom could be in the community and help a small business with a marketing plan? So that's helping provide service to our community that's really meaningful. It's really tangible. It helps the student because they can put that on their resume. They get connected with industry, and when they do that, it naturally helps them launch their careers, and it helps our community.
Now, for Dean Keller on student events.
Well, you can't have too many student events. We are students. The university, right? We exist because of our students. We still celebrate our students. We celebrate our student accomplishments. We celebrate our students' learning. Students help our faculty, as our faculty help our students accomplish, our faculty naturally find that those are their own accomplishments as well. When I think of my experience with student events, I look at it and I go, that's something special that we've always done that, again, goes beyond the classroom.
We asked Dean Keller on feedback from within the College of Business.
Naturally, changes bring about questions. The feedback from faculty, honestly, has been amazing. But the faculty know me. I've been here 19 years. This is my 20th year, right? I'm already in the set of it. They know the work that my students have done in achieving recognition in winning national competitions, placing in national competitions. They see the jobs that they get, and they know that I'm right there working with them to do so. I know what the faculty demands are. I know what motivates faculty. I know the importance of the student-faculty exchange.
Dr. Keller shared with us what the provost sees in his leadership and whether any changes are expected from those above.
Changes I'm not so much sure of. I think that the provost understands my strengths. My focus has been as a faculty member to help students get connected with industry to launch great careers. As dean, that focus still exists and then some, right? It has to even branch out further. You know, the provost knows that I can bring along my industry experience and ability to work with, collaborate, talk with industry, as well as my academic experience. You know, the provost knows that I have a strong research background, a strong research ethic, and involving students in these projects. We're trying to connect students with industry through our high-impact practices, through our classroom, and the value that we're creating there, but also we can do that through research. And my experience has been doing some of that. And I think that the provost has confidence that, that he's willing to see how well I can do at the dean's level in continuing that.
Dr. Keller on his experience with building curriculums and whether any changes can be expected for the College of Business in the way of courses.
So I've been fortunate to have had some experience, right? So I had some experience in building our supply chain standalone degree. So I began to understand that you can't just create a whole bunch of classes and hope that students will want them. So Dean Ranelli hired me to start a program here. So I came from Michigan State down here to start a program. We just started with 2 courses. I brought my best course in logistics from Penn State and my best course from transportation from Michigan State that I was teaching at those 2 schools at one time. And that was the beginning. When you get that kind of momentum and enthusiasm among your students, then you go, let's add another course. So we added another course and the students signed up for it. So eventually you go to your dean, your associate deans, your chairs, department chairs, and you say, this really has a lot of enthusiasm from students. I've got a lot of enthusiasm, and if we added another person to help teach it, we could start this as a standalone program. So when you begin to show success after success, and as it grows, you're making the case right there that the demand exists. And then when you couple that with our students have nearly 100% job placement when they graduate, yeah, all of a sudden you get the eyes of the external partners that you have and they go, this is a great program. It's a long process and you have to have somebody that's the champion, their heart's in it, because that begins to rub off on their colleagues and on their students, and that's how you kind of build that momentum. So looking at our programs, we want to identify those programs that are in some stage of momentum. That's, to me, what my job is now, is to go and fact find before you go sweeping changes and things like that. And then if we can find ways to expand what we're doing great at, that's kind of like finding new knowledge or discovering new knowledge. That's just even a greater step forward.
We asked Dr. Keller about what he's learned from previous deans and how that informs his approach moving forward.
I learned so much from the previous deans. I've been here 19 years. I learned from them. I was close to them. I was personal friends with them as well as work colleagues together. And so I know what they did well. And they helped to form me in what I'm doing well. And so Dean Fountain is wonderful at relationships. And he was wonderful with his relationship with me, and we will continue. You know, it's less about fixing things, and it's more about taking what I've learned under the leadership of my previous deans and to build additional skills that they had and that I learned a little bit from. We're not really trying to create something that's totally different from what we have. I mean, we have students. We have faculty, we have staff, we have administration, we have internal and external supporters and partners, and so we're already doing things great. And so it's my responsibility to come in and go, how can I continue to help us do those things great, and where can we be even greater? It gives me chills, because I really, really believe that. I really want to do that.
We asked Dr. Keller about the exchanging process of the deans and whether he knew anything about the previous dean's resignation.
I will be straightforward with you. I was asked to step into the position, and without asking for details, I knew it was the right time for me because of the experiences that I've had as chair and the 19 years of kind of building programs and relationships. I didn't ask questions. I said yes. Again, I wasn't involved in that, and so it's just my understanding that each of them have a responsibility to themselves and to the position, and so that's really what I know about that.
Dean Keller on collaborative efforts, both within the College of Business and between the colleges and the deans.
I'm a firm believer in that. We are, and sport management and hospitality, they have a lot of overlap. You've got your sporting events. Well, then you have to have event planners and hospitality thinkers and managers that will help to carry forth some of that, that event. So we see some overlapping in these disciplines, and we're beginning to identify kind of methodically. Let's look at our hospitality major and requirements, and let's look at our sports management, and let's see where we can gain some economies by having our students take meaningful courses together that could expose them to these different areas, but also help advance their degrees. So we're looking at that internally. So even with our centers of knowledge and excellence, we're leveraging our one center that has good success and skills to help our other centers do so. As far as university-wide in colleges, I have been working with the deans, and they've been great at giving me guidance now that I've begun as dean position, and new at it. They're giving me some advice and coaching me, but they also have opened the opportunities for discussion about programs and how we can create some collaboration across programs, maybe with engineering and some aspects of business, where engineering students would benefit and business students would benefit. And then others are all the way from health sciences to our business leadership types of courses or programs. So yes, I'm all about that because those competencies exist. Why don't we take advantage of working together at it? So do that. And that requires a lot of relationship building internally and bringing people together.